This comes in from Kryptonite 981. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to read it.
Okay, if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, so, he's talking about the Grave Grim are disappointing in being a multi-life common hero. Uncommon hero would be a better fit, as the powers feel more like unique powers, and the theme talks about how there are multiple and there are rare and scattered around. Common heroes and squads should stay at one life for ease of tracking and as a balance for their ability to have so many. And then there's an answer from Silent Sword 8567. He says, "Hey, I love Heroscape, but I think that they can use uncommon heroes because Wizards trademark."
Think they can use. Yeah, I don't think they can use uncommon heroes because Wizards trademarks.
Interesting. That I did not know.
It's. I don't think that would stop that type of thing, but. Okay, Derek says from Dylan Fernandez, designer, said we haven't abandoned the concept of uncommon. Uncommon just wasn't what we wanted for the Grim. The door for uncommon is still open if a future design warrants it. Okay, there you go. On Renegade Discord. Thank you, Derek, for keeping track of the Renegade Discord.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. So
I don't have the patience for that.
And Bill Flint, I thank you so much for the the reporting to Renegade, and thank you so much for being a cheerleader. I appreciate it a lot. But one thing with the Grave Grim, now correct me if I'm wrong when it comes to the common hero. Okay, for the common hero, you can use as many. Obviously, it's common, so you can use as many units as you want for the common via whatever points, but you only need one card for the common hero. And so you don't need to indicate when you take a turn which one you're exactly going to use. For the uncommon hero, you need to actually have at least one card or the place of one card, and you need to like put an order marker beside which particular uncommon hero unit you're going to use before revealing that order marker. So it is a little bit of a different way of doing things between common and uncommon hero. I'm pretty sure I got that right. I think I explained it terribly, but you understand.
No.
You're picking up what I'm laying down.
Exactly. Uncommon, you need to have a card for each figure. Yep. Common, you could just use one for all of them. So I guess it makes sense for you to have one card for the Grave Grim, but all of them have a life of 2. And at least for myself, when tracking, at least when playing the Bears, somebody in the community
that on them, basically.
You could just put a wound token on that actual figure, but actually, this gentleman within the community that I played with reached out and gave me a handful of these red poker chips. Mm-hmm. And they actually fit perfectly on the bases. Like you put the characters on top of these poker chips.
Sure.
And it perfectly fits in the ring.
I'm picking up your line.
It's really cool, and you can just see oh, that figure has a wound on it. Yep. And then of course, once you get another wound, you take it off the board. Mm-hmm. So tracking that is not entirely difficult.
Right.
But I do understand that at a mechanical level for the game to function, if it's common, it should be one life. But once again, giving
for 2 life,
giving it a second life.
I understand the argument for that. I understand. I still love it. Don't get because because I think one of the things that I don't like about uncommon heroes is the fact that you need to keep track of all of them. Having common heroes, I think, is actually a much more convenient. I mean, people may disagree, and that's fine. But I think I'm more excited the fact that it is a common hero because I like just having one card to use, and I don't have to manage a bunch. And that keeps your opponent guessing too. Which one are you going to use?
Sure.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because recently I played at an event at Maryland, and I took 5 Crypt Guardians. Mm-hmm. All of them are uncommon.
Yep. I love Crypt Guardians. I
completely forgot about that rule, and I had to think on the fly. I had to take a bunch of
take dice,
a bunch of little icons, and I had the one card, and then I just had order markers at these different icons, and then I had to have other icons and I say icon, they're like little pips, little trinkets. I had to essentially say, okay, this one is this color, this one's that color, this one's that thing, and it was after playing 4 games, you get a routine going and it's fine. But I do hope maybe either the community, which also the most inventive community I've ever seen, maybe could come up with some kind of maybe 3D printed item that could easily track uncommon things for us. If you have one card and then you have, let's say, a pair of like little rings or little dots or something that you can pair with each of your uncommon heroes, would be fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, and I had the same realization at EscapeCon last year too. When it came to like playing Crypt Guardians, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Oh, sorry. So yeah, which was easy to. I mean, it's easy problem to solve. It's you don't need to do much as long as you just make sure that you have representations of them. They still work fine. And Premium Escape, I like it both ways. Yeah, I like both ways of doing it, because depending on what unit you're using, there's different ways to strategize using those units. You might using a common hero for one thing and then an uncommon hero for another. It's a different way of playing things, and so you could love both. You could like one and not the other. It's or you can not like any of it. It's all about variety in the things. And personally, I don't mind both. It seems like a fun thing. And so there's probably a reason why they have Gravegrim as a common hero. There's probably a good reason.
Yeah, and I'd like to just touch on the powers feeling more like unique powers. I don't know if I completely agree with that.
It's mostly just is bonding, right? Some of it's bonding.
Well, okay. So if we just look at the card real quick, I'm just going to read it. There's 2 powers. There's Guide of the Dead and then Harrowing Presence. So Guide of the Dead is after revealing an order marker on and before taking a turn with Gravegrim, you may move up to 6 small, medium, or large undead or Eisenek figures you control up to 3 spaces each. So that it's not essentially bonding, but it's moving, and not you're not taking a turn. You're just moving these figures. So if you have multiple of these Gravegrims around, no matter which one you take out, that power still activates. So as a common hero, I think that makes that feels more deadly, for sure. And then it seems like it could be very common for them to be able to do that. And then Harrowing Presence, when an opponent rolls a 20-sided die for a special power on one of their army cards, if one or more of that army card's figure are within 3 spaces of a figure you control with the Harrowing Presence special power, they must subtract 3 from the die roll. So, once again, no mind shackles could ever happen.
It's like I said, this is like my first or second favorite. I mean, it's a debate between this and the crabs for me, personally, with Gravegrim, and it's large. He's large. That means it can't be chomped. It can't be chomped. Can't be chomped.
Not be chomped.
Can't be chomped. Can't be stomped. Can you imagine just 40 points? And this is one I really think it's undervalued. I think Delta Points is going to raise this up as soon as like you start comparing.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah,
talking
about
a
whole other conversation.
Point values.
But it's like at the point 40 points. Heck yeah, you get like 2 or 3 out in this like large dogs on the field.
Yeah, but once again, to go to the fact of that feeling these unique powers. I mean, these are just generic things that these dogs do. There's no special attacks. There's no special powers that are inflicting damage. It
can be shot.
As one or many of these Gravegrims on the battlefield can essentially just these powers just exist. So, and you got to place these around the map. It's essentially
it's a unit that basically supports an army. It's an army supporting unit. So and the special abilities speak to that. So yeah, I think it's good value as that type of support.
Oh no, Derek! Read Derek's comment.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Oh
That's
no!
what I said. Yeah.
Oh,
well.
Oh, Derek! Oh boy.
Yeah. But another thing that's exciting too about like how what this is. This is from Earth, and it's called an omen. And if you, like me and Jeremy, went through the lore version of this particular unit, and an omen is a different class of units that like, and the thing is, like, these are like omens on Earth, like they're basically, you know, supernatural forces that are recorded throughout Earth culture. So in essence, this is technically a historical unit. This is not fantasy. This is a historical unit, and this isn't going to be, most likely, this is not going to be the only omen. There's an indication in the lore that there's going to be more kinds of omens. So that really excites me a bit about these guys, seeing what type of class of like, kind of like maybe undead, maybe, you know, it might be squads or, you know, unique heroes, whatever. It's a whole nother class of units that we're getting. So very inventive. I'm really psyched about.
Right. I know what you're trying to do there, and yes, I do agree with you, but you know that's not what they're looking for.
What are you talking about?
Historical units. It's not what they're looking for.
But it is. I
agree with you. Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. And we can have an argument about this too.
Like, people that want historical units, they're not
leave a comment and disagree with me somebody. That's fine. But
that's what I wanted.
But based on the context of what's behind these, it is a historical unit.
Yes.
It is. It absolutely is. Historic lore unit.
Oh, are the pirates? I will die on that hill. The pirates are all historical units.
All of them. Even the dwarf.
Anyway, even the dwarf. Yes.
Even the general. Even the. It's like...
Exactly. All right. We've probably spent 20 minutes on one comment.
It's fine. But anyway, thank you, Kryptonite.
Thank you. That was a great comment
for that discussion, and Silent Sword for also the response. We do appreciate your comments. Thank you very much.